Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Keyshawn Davis is up next. And I'll tell you what, one of the best things that's ever happened for him was for Shakur Stevenson to leave Top Rank. For Teofimo Lopez, although still on Top Rank, to be acting the fool with Top Rank. What that's done is it's opened up a path for some serious progression in huge fight purses. If Keyshawn Davis can do what he calls himself, the businessman, this weekend as he gets ready to fight Berenchyk. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a couple of things about Berenchyk that I think people need to be aware of. Because Berenchyk is not your normal fighter. You know, he's a Ukrainian, so you know he's tough. But as an amateur, he won the 2011 World Amateur Boxing Championships. In 2012 Summer Olympics, he participated. I believe he won a silver medal. And he even fought in a bare knuckle contest. To make it even more interesting about this opponent, Berenchyk, he has a PhD in physical education. So Berenchyk is not your normal fighter. And I do think Keyshawn Davis is going to have to be fully locked in if he wants to get in here and clip Berenchyk to pick up that WBO strap. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to Keyshawn Davis, I wasn't really that high on him. I thought he was arrogant, and I just didn't see anything that impressive. But I got to be real. In his last few fights, I've seen a lot of growth. I've seen a lot of commitment. And you know what else I've seen? I've seen a man who's evolved as a fighter and as a person outside the ring, not just becoming a father, but also as a brother to his siblings. And he has a couple of brothers who fight as well, will be on the fight card, his sisters, and also as a son. And when I watch him, I'm like, you know what? It's going to take something or someone real special to defeat him. When I hear these fighters talk about growing up poor and the meager accommodations they had to endure because it was so many siblings with a single mother, when I hear those stories, you know, I always feel when you have a fighter who comes from the dirt, who comes from struggle, I think they have a different intensity, a different motivation. And it's hard for someone who doesn't come from that to encapsulate the drive that a fighter like Keyshawn Davis has. Now, to make things even more interesting for Keyshawn Davis, and I don't think his fight's going to be easy against Berenchyk, but what I'm saying is to make things even more interesting, Keyshawn Davis is being trained by Bomac. And something a lot of people don't remember. Keyshawn Davis turned pro, took a break from the professional ranks, and went and fought the Olympics. In the Olympics, this man won a silver medal. It's not easy to go to the Olympics and fight all those different styles and pick up a silver medal. He did that. So again, there is something special about Keyshawn. Now, can he do the business when it comes to Dennis Berenchyk? He's gonna have to be sure to stick to the game plan and not get too emotional, okay? Because Berenchyk is gonna be there, ready to make him pay. Berenchyk is coming out of a situation which we all know in Ukraine with the war. And he has a different motivation. He's going to bring a different intensity. And Berenchyk just doesn't give a F. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really doesn't. He's crazy. just like Alexander Usyk's Ukrainian and kind of wired a little differently. That's what you get with Berenchyk. So in my opinion, when you talk about Keyshawn Davis, who's always been a hot prospect, but really has become blazing hot as a prospect since Shakur Stevenson has bounced from Top Rank, and he's been able to get more shine, more visibility, and get the machine to really push him the way he needs to be pushed. I just think you're going to see him display that the preparations that were made in training camp were all the right things. And I think he's going to go on to pick up that strap. But the same way Keyshawn Davis was a silver medalist, so was Berenchyk. You know, and people need to keep these things in mind. It is not going to be an easy fight. But, you know, it's like when I look at Daniel Dubois in the heavyweight division. You know, he's just a fighter that has the momentum. It's hard for me to go against Daniel Dubois, against anybody. Like, he just got the momentum going. And it's the same thing with Keyshawn. He just seems to have the momentum going. And I think February 14th at Madison Square Garden, I think he's going to emerge victorious. And don't for a second think that because he's only sitting here with 12 wins and 8 KOs that somehow is a disadvantage. Because Berenchyk is sitting here at 19 wins, 9 KOs, KO ratio is less than 50%. But Berenchyk's only been averaging like a fight every 8 months. So he's not a guy who's fighting 3 times a year. All right, so that's something else to keep keep into perspective. Is Berenchyk isn't as active as I think he probably would like to be, but nonetheless, when he's gotten in the ring with different opponents, Berenchyk's been able to get the job done. But I just think in such a competitive weight division, I just think Keyshawn Davis is bubble right to the top. I still think Tank is a top dog. But after Tank, I mean, it's kind of up for grabs. But you got to think Keyshawn is up there. And if he beats Berenchyk, Keyshawn needs to be right up there with the Tank Davises, the Shakur Stevenson, the Zapatas. Like, his name needs to be up there. But this Saturday we're going to find out because, again, 135 is one of the most, if not the most competitive weight division out there. Anyway, let's see how all this goes, man. When you get a fighter talking about they feel strong, they feel motivated, they feel locked in, sounds pretty cliche. I'm in the best shape of my life. It's the best training camp of my life. I'm taking my vitamins, saying my prayers. They all say the same bullshit. But I think when it comes to Keyshawn Davis and him thinking about that world title, I tend to believe that he's being candid, he's being genuine, and knowing the team he has behind him, I have no doubt that he's going to be ready to do the business this weekend. Big names are coming, but we will see. Okay, and there was something, since we're talking about it, if he gets past Berenchyk, where are we at? Yeah, right here. You can see as far as how the ring has everything rack and stacked. Keyshawn Davis is ranked number 5. But I think all of this is going to be shuffled up because I don't see how Lomachenko, like Gervonta Davis is ranked number 1 and Lomachenko number 2. That makes no sense to me. Lomachenko needs to fall off this damn list, in my opinion. But nonetheless, if Keyshawn Davis, if he can clip Berenchyk, who's a WBO champion, that'll make him the champion, and now he's going to have to look at like a Murataya, Sam Noakes. Angel Fierro will be a hard fight because Fierro gave Pitbull Cruz all he can handle. But you may see him just go and try to do a unification. He's talking about fighting Tank Davis. You got Lomachenko, who to me needs to just drop the belts and go on about his business. But the bottom line is, Keyshawn Davis, if he gets past Berenchyk, if he doesn't fight a guy like Tank in a unification, he's more than likely going to have to see Murataya. That's what I think is going to be the play. And there have been talks about Keyshawn facing Murataya. But I think if he gets through Berenchyk, that's probably going to be the next opponent if he doesn't go into unification. Sam Noakes, Abdulayev, Fierro. Again, I just think Murataya will be the one, and Murataya can scrap. Anyway, more to come on Keyshawn Davis. I think he's up next. I really do. And as long as he keeps working with Bomac, keeps putting his family first, God first, and continue to evolve himself as a fighter and as a great human being outside the ring, I think he's going to be all right. It's going to be hard for somebody to disrupt what Keyshawn Davis is trying to establish for himself and for his family. And I just think anyone who gets in his way is gonna. I think right now, anyone who gets in his way, they're gonna have a tough time with him. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Not really sure who wins between him and Berenchyk, but I'm kind of leaning to Keyshawn because of the momentum. But let me tell you something. Berenchyk is a guy, you're not just going to get in the ring and think you're going to hit him in his nose and he's going to tuck his tail and cower off in a corner. No, you got to kill him. He is going to fight you. But I kind of favor Keyshawn because Keyshawn is getting better. In his last fight, Keyshawn, that shit Keyshawn Davis was doing was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Really looking forward to see how he performed this weekend. Looking forward to seeing his brothers fight. Looking forward to see Jared Anderson get back on the card, get back in the ring, see how he looks. Looking forward to seeing Xander Zayas fight as well. But Keyshawn Davis may be the next big superstar over there at Top Rank. Since Berlanga left, Stevenson left, Lomachenko ain't doing shit, and Teofimo Lopez is acting the damn fool. Keyshawn may be that guy, and I hope he is. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.